Great crowds accompanied him on his way, and he turned and spoke to them. If any man comes to me without hating his father, mother, wife, children, brothers, sisters, yes, and his own life too, he cannot be my disciple. Anyone who does not carry his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And indeed, which of you here, intending to build a tower, would not first sit down and work out the cost to see if he had enough to complete it? Otherwise, if he laid the foundation and then found himself unable to finish the work, the onlookers would all start making fun of him and saying, "Here is a man who started to build and was unable to finish." Or again, what king marching to war against another king would not first sit down and consider whether with 10,000 men he could stand up to the other who advanced against him with 20,000? If not, then while the other king was still a long way off, he would send envoys to sue for peace. So in the same way, none of you can be my disciple unless he gives up all his possessions. Salt is a useful thing, but if the salt itself loses its taste, how can it be seasoned again? It is good for neither soil nor manure heap. People throw it out. Listen, anyone who has ears to hear.
Well, what a reading. I find that first bit about hating your parents and your brothers and your sisters really traumatic. And then I keep reminding myself that the Jewish people had a way of speaking which was what we would call over the top.
Yeah.
And Jesus was trying to make a point by going over the top.
That's
he
right.
didn't really mean us to hate our parents.
Well, I think about it a lot because every time this comes up, it's always like your first reaction is, I can't do that.
No.
But then thinking about it and looking at the whole reading,
Yes.
it's really about you have your family and your friends as your support.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that he is not the focus of our life.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And that's what I said to myself, that sometimes I always keep praying because sometimes I get bogged down with difficulty with families and difficulty at work, when really at the end of it, it's really him that we are serving, and you just try your best.
And that thing, like at the end of the day, to think, how's my day been? Where has God been in my day? You know, where have I met God in my family today? And where have I not recognised God in my family today?
Oh, thank you. That's really well, well put in what I feel.
Yes.
And
yes.
sometimes I really, oh Lord, what have I done? I always do that.
Yeah.
And long time ago, I can't remember if it was a priest or a seminarian who said this story to me, and I tell them if a friend got, you just be there to listen for your friend.
Sure.
And this story really relates to this reading. This lady was carrying her cross. So she went to the Lord and said, "Lord, my cross is very heavy."
Yes.
So the Lord said, "Come to the room of the crosses. You put down your cross and choose which cross you like."
Oh.
So she tried all the crosses. She said, "Oh, this is too heavy." And then another one, "This is too light." And another one, "Oh, this is just not, me."
Yeah.
So she went back to one, and then she said, "Oh Lord, this is just the right cross." And the Lord said, "That was your cross."
Oh, that is a wonderful story. That will give me a lot to think about.
Yeah. It just says that the Lord always, because He loves us so much, that He will not give us something that we cannot cope. And sometimes I say, "Oh Lord, why is this happening to me?" But as He says, pick up your cross and follow me. And I think he just keeps reminding me to follow him.
Yes.
Whatever I do for your temporal things. What do you think, sister?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that, we have to keep our focus, but that doesn't mean we're disengaged from the world, because Jesus asks us to be in the world and to be salt in the world.
That's right.
And you know how a little pinch of salt makes a difference to a whole meal? And that's what we have to be. We have to be like that little pinch of salt amongst our work colleagues and our friends and our neighbours and our family. We have to be the little pinch of salt when we're walking down the road and we see someone or hear something, So I think it's really a very good reading, and there's loads in it for us to reflect on.
That's right.
Yeah.
And even if you hear it all the time, it keeps reminding you that what we are here for.
Yes.
As you said, we are the soul.
Yes.
And we just have to, for me, I suppose, to persevere and do my best for my family, for my work colleagues, for our community.
Yes.
Yeah. And hopefully I'm being a disciple.
Aren't we both?
Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Nice to be with you.
Yeah.